Welcome to the TriniTechCast. This is episode 77. And yes, we missed you last week. It wasn't for lack of trying, but I promise you, we try. But it ain't easy out here. So those of you that missed us, we apologize. If we make 51 out of the 52 weeks for the year, that will be 99%. I don't know, 90. Was the uptime for Google?
99.99%.
99%, yeah. We'll have a high uptime. We have a high uptime. My name is Mr. Charles, Andre Charles. I'm from makeITsimpleTT, and you're listening to the TriniTechCast. This is my co-host here. His name is
Akim Dare.
Yeah.
Akim Dare from Redbit underscore tech, you know. This whole TikTok content creator thing. You know on LinkedIn is how to put from a time from, and then you put present, like 2020 to present. You think it will be time to put 2020 to 2023.
2023.
Yeah.
For TikTok. I kind of following what did happen? Certified Samson. I think he launched a ice cream place, right?
Oh yeah, I think I saw it.
And I was like, well, he would have gotten his fame from TikTok, and then he started to get entrepreneurial and from little ads and things that he probably did online. He make up enough money to do a physical business. And well done. The next fella, Kyle Boss, I think. Next one was do the funny skits.
Oh, he did. I think it's
a
coffee shop.
Yeah, coffee shop, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watch any kind of entrepreneurial thing that the social media bringing out for people, and I was like literally happy. I actually, like, I don't go and like people post something because I don't use a personal account. I use in my business account. But I was like, I go and like this, and I go and say well done or some kind of thing like that, because it's very rare to see the creator social media economy turn somebody into an entrepreneur and be able to make something out of it. Well, at least the public ones. It probably have people like who's do their stuff and they get a little business on the side, but they don't make it in any big public way. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So TikTok creation, it turned out into something okay. It turned out into something good or useful.
Any grand scale of things in terms of being a content creator in Trinidad, it only has so much you could do. It's have like a cap or a ceiling you will reach. It's not like being a content creator like in the US or England or whatever. It have a cap because we only have so much people, only so much resources to go around, So
and getting ad revenue from the actual company is paying, because YouTube, TikTok, now them ain't paying no big set of money, and then you had to go and fight down brands now to do an ad on your brands come and approach you to do some sort of ad, and they have all kind of old archaic ways of doing ads, and you're like, nah, that's not how you do it on TikTok. It's how to you do so and so. And they want to put all kind of, no, you have to say this and you have to say that and you have to say that. And you're like, no, it's 30 seconds. You can't say that much. You really have to just be powerful. So the fact that they get to that point, it showed me two things. The comedy side of content creation, that is all Trinis care about. That is all. Like them skits and them about your parents and how your parents used to treat you and growing up as a Trini. I think it started off with what's her face? Danielle Samuel Singh, I think her name is, in COVID. Yeah. That's all them care about. They care about the comedy part, and then they care about the bacchanal part. But the bacchanal people don't make no money. The bacchanal people are just getting known for bacchanal.
Yeah, and brands will run away from that. Brand friendly.
Exactly. So in the States or in other parts of the world, the bacchanal people just make money from views. So you could go and post controversial things and your page will be popping and you'll get real ad revenue from it. But that one don't work. So the comedy part, and then we'll see that people like us who's give like knowledge. Like you're not even gonna like make a bleep on the Richter scale. Only if you get like one or two people who actually care about knowledge also, and then they have a small business and they invest in you, and then you start to kind of work that angle like, hey, you know anybody else, that kind of thing.
It still have a cap in terms of a ceiling, because like you say, you have aspirations and you want to really just go beyond surviving or go beyond paying your bills. You want to really make it in that sense. That career is not something. So like you say, all right, you look up to MKBHD. It's no way you could become or reach that scale in Trinidad.
Yeah, correct.
You had to look at outside markets, and that's one. Even those guys, Certified Samson and the other guys, it have a ceiling that they would reach here, beyond doing stuff like working with the brands or doing the own entrepreneurial things. It have a ceiling in terms of just pure content creation. It have a ceiling. They might make more through the entrepreneurial thing. If they really push it and the mixture of luck and all of that, but
it's a interesting thing, because to make money in a third world country is more about how much money you could get from the government, how much government things they can get done, because that's the only sure form of money, which is the taxes they collect. No, when I say sure form of money, I mean the sure source. You might get paid on time, but in terms of the source, the sure source that it have money there, because that's going to be collected all the time. Because it ain't no big corporations that you could literally depend on to be like the source. Because you could think about Massey, you could think about Ansa McCall, all them people. They hiring people from away to do all the stuff that they need to get done, because they already have their links and that kind of thing. Like a lot of those companies, say Digital Flow and whatever, right? They outsource their marketing to about like a real small group of companies in Trinidad, like 3 or 4 companies, right? And then those companies in turn does then reach out to the content creators, So is that within that whole marketing thing, it have a real small monopoly. Yeah, correct. So monopoly is one of the things that we had to talk about. So let me go through the things that we plan to talk about today. That was a nice intro there. A whole 8 minutes altogether, thereabout. All right, so today we're talking about WiPay having a strange relationship with Grenada, because the other day we reported that they lost a contract. Well, not lost a contract, but they were, removed or not renewed or whatever it is. But now they have a new contract, and we could kind of see how WiPay making a difference and WiPay's angle, which I think is, it's discussable. So we'll discuss the way WiPay trying to do what they're doing. Electric vehicles, do they have hope? I bounced up an article that showed some that we might have a little bit of hope with electric vehicles in Trinidad, and I am slowly moving the needle from 0 up to some sort of percentage, but I'll tell you the percentage after we discuss it. And internationally, is Google wrong for being the best search engine? Because that's really what this antitrust case saying about them. Like, they have a monopoly, but when you really look at it, is it really a monopoly? We don't know. Alright, so we're coming back with our first topic, which is WiPay having a strange relationship with Grenada, which I just find it's so funny, but we'll be back after this. Well, you probably made it this far in the podcast. That means you probably like technology a lot and like to at least hear us talk about technology. And that also means you may know somebody or somebody who knows somebody or somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who wants a website built or an app built or some sort of technology integrated in their business. If you want to help them out, you could send them to makeITsimpleTT, send them to us. And we have business services that range from building websites to building apps to invoicing systems to ensuring that technology is used in your company to installation of routers, buying things online. So you can check us out, 308-8799. You can check our services out, or you could go to makeITsimpleTT.com and see some of the things that we've done, and maybe give a recommendation to our website built or something like that. Back to the podcast. All right, so first article is WiPay and Grenada. It's not as straightforward as you might want to think. So I'll start off with WiPay's blog that kind of detail it, and then we'll go to the Guardian article to make sure we understand what was actually happening. So here is what WiPay themselves said. They said, they font kind of lighter. I don't know why it's so light, but yeah. WiPay has once again partnered with the government of Grenada and the Ministry of Education for that country's digital grant payment solution. The digital grant solution will be utilized for the distribution of funds for school uniforms and supplies for the upcoming year. This is the second year the fintech firm has been awarded the contract to provide its 100% digital payment solution to the Ministry of Education and by extension the people of Grenada. The ministry would issue grant beneficiaries a system-generated QR code which would be redeemable at participating merchants for school supplies and uniforms. This cashless system saves the government millions by eliminating the cost associated with printing and mailing checks. Now, that is one article. I'll just show you the next one time with the GovPay one. WiPay Group, GovPay, that's not yet. The Sassy Regional Payments Provider has signed a new multi-million-dollar 3-year contract with the government of Grenada to digitize payments on the island. Called GovPay, the agreement came into effect on Thursday with the Ministry of Education for its book grant program. GovPay allows the ministry to instantly send money to its citizens to purchase books online or in store. And there are plenty of other stuff in the article that we're going to.
You saw the third article that came out like 3 days ago?
No, that one you want? Send it to me. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
In the chat there.
Yeah, I think I saw that one. Because the thing that we discussed the other day, which is the license to operate, we were correct when we were discussing it. Because the license that they let basically die was to do physical business, and WiPay was like, we really come here to set up a physical store for you, so or they could just keep that physical store, and we just want to do this thing virtually with the QR code and thing. So we learned that there is no need for them to be recertified. That is, we were told by the officers of GAFIN. GAFIN is basically the financial regulators that manage Grenada money now. They're like, okay, you can do this. So
probably like our FIU.
Yeah, something along those lines. So what this basically saying is, you could go to the government and apply for a book grant or some kind of thing, and you do a means assessment or something along those lines. You go to the government and you tell them, all right, yeah, okay, we'll pay you 1,000 TT, like how our book grants are right now, right? Say you get 1,000 Grenada and tell them, yeah, you could go and buy your books with this. When you give people that ability, you used to mail a check to them. Mailing a check have all kind of issues with it, because first you had to deal with the mailing system when you get the check, then you had to deal with go and cash the check, and then you had to deal with people thieving the money from the check, and then you had to deal with people who dead getting checks emailed to them, and then the banks cashing the check still. And I don't know how a bank cashing a check for a dead person, but I heard that is possible. Yeah. And I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure. Alright, do you remember book grants back in our time? You were still in school that time?
I can't remember ever getting a book grant.
Alright, when I was in Form 3, I got a book grant for $1,000.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, and they just take the check, go and cash it, and then you take the money and supposed to go and buy the books.
I didn't buy books.
Yeah, that
I buy all kind of other things, like some books.
That thing, yeah. So what they're doing is they're trying to deal with the corrupt people like yourself who take the money and use it for other things.
In my defense, the time you got the check was in like already in September, so I already bought the books. So it was like it's too late, so I might as well use it for something else.
So you get the QR code and you go and it either one or two things could happen. They could cash it and they could send it directly to your account.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the money there. But you can still use it. And you can still use it and you can still use it illicitly. Okay, let me see. Explaining how GovPay platform operates. Okay, let me share this part here. This is it? Yeah. Right, yeah. In explaining how GovPay operates, Wayne said, someone in Grenada's Ministry of Education just has to push a button to facilitate citizens who are eligible to get the grant. The money shows up on the recipient's phone, allowing the holder to go to any bookstores to purchase books and school supplies. So it's kind of a big deal knowing that we built an application, we built the solution. It's been vetted over the last couple of years with different administrations, and it works. So this means that you getting the money and it has to be used at a bookstore.
When you say it goes to your phone, that they use integrating it with the color app or something, and then you're using your phone to tap to pay, something like that.
Leveraging the QR code-based disbursements, recipients could redeem funds at various merchant locations across the island, further underscoring WiPay's track records for efficient grant distribution. So you need the bookstores to scan the QR code, and they'll probably see like your balance.
Yeah, look, let's talk about the color app there.
Yeah, with a business to customer product, the color app. So, the color app designed to make remittance more accessible and efficient is set to change the way people in Trinidad and Tobago receive money. Instead of standing in line to collect remittances, users can now receive funds directly to their accounts from established remittance companies like Ria and PayPal, making it easier for friends and family abroad to send money instantly according to thing. So I'm hoping that is the color app. I'm not too sure how it's going to work in Grenada, but I could gather that based on what the article is saying, is that people will not be able to take the money and do what they want with it. If it's for the book grant, if it's for the books, you're going to buy the books. And that's a big thing. And I think, I don't know how we don't do that. Do we do that? No, we don't do that. Yeah.
You have cards, food. We have food cards.
We have food cards, correct, yeah.
CDAP and stuff like that. So it's probably something similar. So I guess in that the bookstores themselves would have to be in on it in terms of knowing, all right, this person come with a WiPay account just for books. They themselves will probably have some way vetting it or something, because at the end of the day, when somebody come with a phone and say, I want to buy these 3 books, what the bookstore gonna scan? Is it going to be tap to pay? Is it going to be something like a kind of gift card kind of thing where you deduct something and then it gets sent to the bookstore from WiPay? So
yeah, I guess it'll be something like that. Yeah, it should. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Our book grant is still a check. Well, it could get deposited to the bank account because I check in. Watch this article. Well, I went to the website.
Yeah, I mean, talking about checks, I still get my income tax return from 2022.
So it says successful applicants who are provided bank account information will be paid via direct deposit, and those with no bank account information will be paid via a separate check in the coming weeks. Please stay tuned for further updates as payment dates approaches. Yeah, so we still have the ability for high class corruption to take place, and Grenada doesn't, because
at least for books, yeah.
For books, yeah. So how Grenada get through this and we don't
it's
have
probably
it?
the same reason why WiPay not here no more. He went Grenada and did this.
But we have court pay, right? We know the court pay system had some problems, and we spoke about it the other day. And whatever the problem could be, we're not 100% sure, but somewhere along the line it have an issue. But they go into other places and doing it properly, because the same thing happened in Jamaica. Jamaica doing their own for years now, according to the article that's inside there. All the links to the articles, of course, in the show description, all there, right? Just so make sure we don't talk shippiness. I like it. I think everybody does say technology will increase in accountability, and if you have implemented technology, you'll get rid of corruption. And our politicians that say that like crazy. Well, do this now. Like,
you know what they ought to do too? They ought to make the ease of doing business in Trinidad. Increase the ease of doing business in Trinidad. Right now, it's real painful. And again, that's probably why, what's his name, Aldrin?
Yeah.
That's why he's not here no more. The ease of doing business in the other islands. It's so much higher. Grenada, I know Jamaica, even like Bahamas, but so that's what we need to, because at the end of the day, if you're talking about tech and your companies, not just government tech, but you need companies like WiPay, people who have the drive, who have the vision, who want to be innovative and really make a mark in the country, improve like what we talk about every week, trying to move things forward. You need to open it up a little bit and make it easier for people to do
I
business.
I don't see like Sharon's getting vexed with you to be like, all right, you talk to Sharon's, you talk to them, you put out an RFP, you put out a thing and say, okay, all booksellers who want to be a part of this program, come and check us.
Yeah, but they're going to run from, what going to happen, these booksellers are going to run from that because the government will pay on time. You're going to sign up for this and get your money next 5 years versus people come in and with the money today and they get your money today.
Oh, yeah.
As a bookseller, I wasn't going to sign up for this insurance.
That's a real good point. That is, for real, that will be definitely the biggest problem. Now, you think in Grenada, they don't have that problem too? That the government does take long to pay? All governments does take long to pay.
But not I could only talk about Trinidad.
Well, yeah, I could talk about Trinidad, but
long to pay.
I'm
not sure about the other government.
The other day I was in Barbados and I was talking to people about different things and how they do different stuff and the cost of living and whatnot. And the government does take long to pay there too. The tourist buses and them. Mm-hmm. Like if you have a private tourist bus, you'll get paid faster because you don't want to take government jobs and that kind of thing. Same kind of thing that we have here, just a different location. So all governments taking long to pay. But if you say that this is something that we want to do, I don't see Sharon's and Mohammed's and RIK and all people saying.
You do orders for stuff online, right? Say laptops, whatever, right? The government come and say, take an order for 6,000 laptops. Take that order. You go out your pocket and buy the laptops and give it to the government and then you're waiting on pay. No,
I won't because I don't have that kind of anywhere close to that kind of money.
It's the same thing for the bookstore, because they buy the inventory already. Say how much thousands of books, but they're giving these people the books not for free, but in again, an IOU from the government. That you'll get his money back, but you're not sure when.
Okay, my question is, what Grenada does do different that will allow them to want to do it? That's my question. Because
I don't know, it could be have some budget allocation already for it and it's like the money there already, and it ain't gonna take that long for the bookstores, but I'm not sure. I mean, and plus two, if you're looking at just the scale of things, Grenada are much smaller than us, so the amount of money involved would be smaller, so I don't know, that could be a factor in terms of making it work.
Mm-hmm. That's you're totally correct that will be the biggest issue. because when you're dealing with the government, that's usually the fear that most people have.
Even people, even like VAT, what do you call it, VAT returns? It have people written on VAT returns years now.
I wanted to turn into something that's useful. Yeah. I really do, because I kind of not happy seeing that Grenada
doing it.
Yeah, doing this.
Yeah, you're seeing it there, but you're wondering why not here.
I probably had to talk to somebody from Grenada to find out how it does work and if there are any flaws in the system, because I'm positive we are not the only government that has those sort of issues of payment things. Positive. But how the agreement took place. Now, this could just be the agreement and the implementation could be crazy, right? So, but last time I looked at our Grenada newspaper online, the newspaper was like, the website was trash. Let me see. Yeah, all right. So I'll have to go and check to see if I could find any news articles from our Grenada website that will kind of speak to social issues that they have from different things. And then you had a hunt now to find if they have issues with the government, with the payment. Because, like, localized news, we'll see most of the news that make it big in terms of like SEO. But localized news, you don't get to see. And sometimes when you see the localized news, it'll be like, oh, it's not as peachy as we thought it was. Because that other time I see some localized news from Jamaica about corruption in track and field, and how the money that it does get from all of the Olympics and all them things do actually go down to the junior athletes and all kind of stuff like that. But for the most part, everybody will just be like, yeah, Jamaica track and field is the best thing ever. And they competing on the world stage and that kind of thing. So when you go to find localized news, is kind of get a better indication of what it actually looks like, other than the bells and whistles that you heard. So
let's Google something and see the Grenada government actually starting bi-weekly payments for pensions.
Okay.
So they're paying people pension twice a month.
Yeah, fortnightly.
Yeah, fortnightly.
I guess,
so that's kind of a good sign in terms of payments.
But they're not getting paid by the GovPay system.
No, I don't think so.
I doubt. No, pension still had to be checks. But the good thing with our Trinidad pension is you had to have a bank account now. You can't get a check again.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I set up pension for my
parents.
For my parents, and yeah, we had to go and create a bank account, and it have to go to the bank account now. And every year you had to go and do a proof of life.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, every year, from the date that you receive it, you had to go and fill out a proof. You had to go and sign for a proof of life, or else they'll stop sending the money to the account.
You get an electronic pay slip to your personal email address.
In Grenada?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's good.
And the money getting deposited to your account.
For pension?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's good. That will have some higher accountability. And yeah, because I hear about dead people getting checks. I know about that for sure. People cashing other people's pension checks and things. But at least they're out of the way. And if we could digitize all of them things and make it easier, just like how we had the cards and thing, then it won't take away corruption. It will just help with the corruption, because there are other ways to be corrupt. That's real hard to deal with. Kickbacks is one of the most, I don't know, like, I don't know if there's a way to deal with kickbacks. Kickbacks is one of the hardest things to deal with, because you could pour out tenders, you could get 3 quotes, but you still know which one you're going to take, and you inflate the amount, and that one real difficult to deal with. But issuing money to citizens Yeah, there should be a high level of accountability because it ain't that hard to solve, which is what WiPay is showing, that it ain't that hard to solve. All right, that was nice. What we're gonna try to solve now is electric vehicles. Did you know that a particular company sold 200 and something fully electric vehicles last year? That's what we're going to talk about next. So we're coming back after the break and we'll see if electric vehicles are actually viable, because I'm slowly moving up my criticism meter to be less critical. So we'll be back after this. Right now you're listening to Training TechCast, and more than likely you know that I love technology a lot, but more so I love teaching technology. I'm a CSEC IT and CAPE Computer Science and IT teacher, and I have classes that are available. So if you know anyone, any student that's looking for quality CAPE Computer Science or CSEC IT classes, you can check us out at 308-8799 on WhatsApp or makeITsimpleTT.com/register. You can get classes, notes, recordings, IA, SBA help, everything that you could think of that will get you that one in CSEC IT. So you can check us out. Back to the podcast. So watch me here now. Watch this article. Gas savings push electric interests. So last Saturday, LaFast Motors launched a fully electric Mini Countryman. That's the same website that I just tell you just now. Had the BYD. And we'll talk about BYD just now. As a fully electrical Mini Countryman. In an interview with Business Watch, Mini's country brand manager Celeste Barrow said that the brand was expecting a new model to do well based on feedback from customers who had purchased its previous electric vehicle, the Mini Cooper. 2 years ago, when we launched the 3-door version of the electric units, they did really well. I think we were probably the first electric car that came through an official brand that would have launched onto the market, she said. And when you go further down into the article, it has some numbers, right? So here's the first number. And you have the benefit of being able to have an electricity bill maybe like $100 more versus a gas bill of $1,200 maybe a month. From our research, the gas bill depending on your commute, right? So instead of spending $1,200 on gas, you can spend $100 to charge the vehicle. Then further down, it says that while the overall number of EVs sold in TNT remains significantly lower than their combustion engine counterparts, statistics confirm that the number of sales has steadily increased. In 2023, 220 EVs were sold. In 2022, only 35 were bought. So 35 to 220, that's a big shift. And is a mini, right? And as the normal mini that is normally seen, the kind of black one that have the it's look like a, I don't know, it's look like a mini that kind of grown up, right?
But you know, mini is an expensive car.
Yeah. But 220 get sold. 220 people committed to a fully electric vehicle.
Why I would be slightly like that big jump could just be because of COVID, and it had like a big backlog in terms of cars between 2020 and 2022. You know, so that could have been the reason. And people was now coming out of the pandemic, so that could have been the reason for these slow sales. So, you know, let's say we didn't go through a pandemic, the sales probably would have been higher. But again, it's a good trend.
The fact that there are sales now, that's that, because I don't know much people who are willing to fully commit other than the real rich people who have combustion vehicles already and they just buy a Tesla because they want to. They want to show it. But for somebody to rely on the EV, it's interesting. So let me see if I could kind of break this down to you. I do a little maths. Most EVs now pushing the 600 miles per charge mark, right? But I use 400 as the number. 400 miles is how much you'll get off a one charge average. And let me say we do start off with the best possible EVs and we do get the 600 mile ones. Let me say we get 400. I go in from Arima to Port of Spain on a daily basis. That's 18 miles. So for me to make a trip is about 36. If I divide that into 400, I can make 11 trips to Port of Spain back and forth on one charge. So if I charge if I charge up on a Sunday and I go into Port of Spain Monday to Friday and then go Port of Spain on Saturday also and then just charge back on a Sunday, that is 6 days. I will still have about half the battery still. Because is almost like you could get...
You don't do 400 miles in a week?
No, I'll do about 300.
300?
Yeah, about 300.
You fill up every week?
Yeah, once a week, yeah.
All right.
Once a week I was full up $250 in diesel.
Okay.
And...
your van, or is a van, right? Your van
is a van, yeah.
When you fill up, it's tell you how much kilometers you have left, like an average.
No, I tend not smart, but it have the odometer, and I did some extensive testing at time when I was checking all kind of thing. I was testing. I was checking tire pressure versus speed that you're driving at, AC on, AC off, all kind of thing I do, and I just learn. Okay, if you drive with your AC off in the morning, you will save a lot of fuel because it's cool and you don't need to have the AC on. And
so like
driving the AC on with the windows cracked but not fully open will create less drag. So all them thing I do, right? So yeah, basically $250 a week. So I pay in $1,000 a month if it's a 4 week, but basically $1,000, right? That is my diesel bill. People who have gas vehicles,
I could tell you my thing, right? So when I fill up, tell me the averages be like around 620 kilometers.
Yeah.
How much I'll get off a tank, and to fill up does be like 350. Right? So and I fill up once a week.
620 kilometers. Okay, yes, I convert it to miles.
Yeah, say about 610 is between 610 and 620. It is very.
That's 385 miles.
Yeah, so around the 400 kind of.
Yeah, that one charge.
Yeah.
And one charge taking $20 off, adding $20 to your electric bill.
That's a fact, or that according to the article?
That what the article say. I can't back it up 100%. Because based on what I read from the Tesla people, I think they had some screenshots in like a WhatsApp group and they have a Facebook group or some kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
Most of them say that it'll be like $100 to $200 on your electricity bill.
Every month. Like
every month.
If you're charging every week.
Yeah, if you're charging up to go through your day-to-day life. Right?
And one charge is same 400 miles.
Yeah, 400 average, but the newer Tesla is going to 600, right?
And what's the lifespan of the battery?
The lifespan of the battery is 7 years before you had to change out the cells. Now, we think that, most people think that when the battery gives trouble, you had to change the whole battery, but apparently they'll just change out cells. So some of the cells just get degraded faster than others because, like with a phone, the last 80% does be the hardest one because when you're fast charging, it's fast charge up to 80% and then it's had a slow charge to get to the next part, right? Yeah. That is how the cars charge in the cells, where some cells just get more stress than others because those are the ones that get the electricity does pass through the anode and the cathode and whatever it is, right? So cell degradation in the batteries doesn't happen uniformly. So it's hard to change out a cell. So by 7 years, you had to start changing all the battery cells. And within the course of 3 years or 4 years, you would end up changing out all of the cells, right? How much it costs to change out a cell? That's real hard to figure out because I ain't too sure.
Well, I have an idea. Well, not so much electric, but like, the Aquas.
Yeah.
Toyota Aquas, they're hybrid.
Yeah.
And a battery pack for Aqua is between 15 to 18,000.
15, right? Yeah, correct. That's why I know. Yeah, somebody told me that to pay 15,500 to change out the battery on an Aqua that they buy. Yeah. But that's the whole thing.
Yeah, and they probably don't even get you might get a foreign use on.
Yeah, you would. So, if I say I normally put in $1,000 towards diesel, and every 3 or 4 months I had upon next $1,000 to service and change oil and all that kind of thing, right? And I end up paying $200 a month, and I take that next $800 and I say, okay, I'm gonna save that for maintenance. The only thing you had to maintain other than the battery is the suspension and the wheels, right? Because everything else is just going on a run. You don't have to do anything to any other part besides the moving part, as far as I read. Because most people say that the first 7 years of the Tesla, there's be absolutely nothing you have to do besides change tires and the suspension. So if I take that $800 that I have, and I save, let me say, $500 out of it, and create a EV maintenance fund, by the time 7 years reach, whatever they throw at me, I'll be like, yeah, cool, change it, yeah, change that. Change out the whole battery if I want to. And then the only other degradation you're going to deal with is software updates. I don't know. But to me, the possibility of it working out is a little more reasonable than I thought, especially since you don't have to go to a charging station anymore. You get any kit that will be able to just plug into a normal plug at home and charge it. Because before it had the converter kit and them kind of thing, you had to go to a charging station, or the converter kit was real expensive. But now they come in with the converter kits. The converter kit's built into the actual mechanism of the car, so all you have to do is just plug it in normal, and you don't have no big box on the ground or some kind of thing like that. Those are things that making me feel like
it's time to make a switch. So like
maybe I could make it work because I have the discipline to do it now.
Yeah.
Because other people, I ain't saying other people ship it, but the average Joe who don't maintain their car, no, it are people who just get vexed when the car not working, and I'd be like, do you like service? And they're like, what do you mean service? No,
every 5,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
Like,
do you
what?
service anything? No, you don't.
Say change your oil.
Yeah, like you waiting for the you waiting for the light to come on to let you know that you should change it. And I like that's real poor. Yeah,
I don't want a song no how, but
yeah.
Who you talking about? Like a male person or a female person? Or
I'm not disclosing that information. It could be both, right? Like you say, it could be both. But like you say, the average person who is disciplined enough to have car care maintenance and have savings for their vehicle if something go wrong or those kind of things, it could work. It could work, and we have enough historical data from other people using EVs in different places. The only thing I'm not too sure about the EVs is our climate, but you could get information about people in climates like Dubai and anywhere that are hot and them kind of thing. You could find that information, you could find that historical stuff, and if you do enough research, I think you might be able to come up with something.
Talking about hot, we hot, really hot compared to other places type of hot. Their hot is like, boy, it feel like your skin melting. You know, like when I reached back, I was like happy to go out and meet 12 o'clock sun. Because 12 o'clock sun, I was like, yeah, this is normal. Damn, so. And but the only thing is, their hot period will just be 2 months, you know, so about 2-3 months. So.
Yeah,
but other places, heat does get real hot, like Dubai and other places, yeah.
So, I went Barbados earlier this in July, and we rode on a fully electric bus, right? And this fully electric bus, the brand was BYD. And you tell me about BYD in the last podcast, and I was like, okay, I remember seeing that in Barbados, you know. I wonder what it does do. And BYD has a foothold in the Caribbean. We have a BYD showroom in Trinidad at La Fast Motors. And BYD have a very, very, very impressive range of electric vehicles. ridiculously impressive range of electric vehicles.
What the prices look like though, like local?
It's our Facebook page. So
yeah, the inbox of price.
Let me see. BYD Trinidad and Tobago Facebook page. Yeah, inbox for price, boy. yeah, ain't quoting no price on the Facebook page. Nope, I ain't seen anything clearly laid out. Or 200, no. Yeah, 299,000. Yeah, 350,000, 350,000, 300,000. Then it was next one 500,000, next one 400. Yeah. But if they have something for 200, for 300, that only level of Toyota and thing for some of the SUVs.
Yeah, but that car though, is a car or SUV for that?
Nah, it's one of the SUV-ish ones.
A crossover.
Yeah, the kind of crossover. Yeah.
That price still kind of.
But what I'm saying is, if you go and buy a brand new Toyota Corolla, then you paying 250,000 for like the high-end ones. So they mightn't have low-end vehicles. But the thing is, the possibility is going to get better as time goes on. That they might end up having
they do have low-end vehicles. It's the dealer choose not to bring low-end vehicles.
Exactly. Correct. So
you really think a Chinese company making cars not going to have low-end vehicles?
That's what I saying. So like you say, for example, the fully electric Mini Cooper, it fully loaded is at 355,000. So that means
Mini.
Yeah, that's the Mini one. Yeah, but Mini is a high end brand. But if you check the BYD International, they have a real diverse range of vehicles, starting from, well, of course, low end sedans up to vans and them kind of thing. So I went to watch some videos on New Zealand, because New Zealand have right hand drive, and I was checking to see how well BYD is doing in New Zealand, and BYD making a big foothold there in places like New Zealand and Australia and thing where they have right hand drives, because of course I want a right hand drive, and I just think that the possibility has not skyrocketed, but it has gone up enough for me to be 25% convinced that I'm willing to go on the internet and do some more research on EVs and BYD and see what up.
And MG are fully electric too, and from Massey.
I don't know. I never check.
Yeah, but you know that brand, right?
Yeah. I know the brand. Let me see. You have any articles? Oh, I'm searching for one of them. MG Motor TT. Look at our website here. MG Motor TT. Yeah, they have 323 miles driving range for it have a small kind of hatchback sedan. Then it have a next one. Yeah, they have 3.
Yeah, the ZS is fully electric, but they ain't really
they ain't pretty price.
It have more.
$210,000 for the fully electric MG ZS.
Yeah.
Like 210,000 is not out of our
that's
range.
a good
but they ain't showing you the range though.
There's a brochure, but it took very long to load. But yeah, I know somebody who has a MG, one of those fully electric ones. You know, I never really talked to him about how the car, about the specifics. So I was like, it was more or less, I just see the car pass by.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear nothing. I was like, I get bunks.
Yeah. Yeah, I the brochure download, but I'm not seeing range or anything of that sort. Like how much miles, or maybe I just can't search very well.
I think MG is a Chinese brand too.
Yeah, correct. Because that's the only place you get right-hand drive real easily.
Well, Japan, you're getting Japan too.
Well, yeah, China. You know that part of the world. I don't mean to generalize, but you know what I mean to say. Yeah, but for $210,000, that's a good place to be, and the possibility exists that it could drop as we go further, and the people like BYD and them start to invest more, and they say, hey, yeah, we know you're selling all the high-end stuff, but here's what, we're going to offer you these models now to start to sell the low-end stuff because we want to increase our footprint. And the biggest problem is the servicing. Now, here's the problem with the servicing. If you get in an accident, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because them gonna be like, yeah, we had to order them parts and we had to get this and we had to fly.
Technician.
We had to fly in a technician to put the sensors up and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. But like, yeah, that's right off.
Yeah. But if you go through the process with your electric vehicle and you driving and don't really getting any issues or no fender benders or no drama like that, it basically just gonna serve you well. Because it's historically, from everybody in America that using the EVs, zero maintenance besides the physical spinning parts, suspension, wheels, not even the drivetrain and them kind of thing, because the amount of friction that taking place inside there, like nobody else ever have to change their drivetrain in their gas vehicle unless you real wilding.
Yeah.
The biggest maintenance on a combustion engine is the actual combustion engine, the spark plugs, the V motor, whatever it is, and all that drama. But an electric vehicle is very low maintenance.
Yeah. New head and block.
Yeah. And if you're, I just guessing, if you're, and it has no air intake and all that kind of drama, like if you're planning properly, you can make it work, and all you have to do is just plug it in at home. But then, you gotta kind of have a garage, you gotta have a safe place to put it, can't leave it outside, park up and plug it in and run an extension cord, and then you gotta start to think about, our infrastructure a little bit, and the issues I might face.
It's all people who could... they will have a market fit.
Yeah, right. They'll have a market fit because, I have a garage and I could, just my dog might bite up the wire because my dog does bite up everything. But right now my speedometer not working because the dog bite up the sensor under the van.
Yeah.
And the speedometer and the ABS and something else. That one set of lights on the dashboard. Well, the ABS light on the dashboard coming up, the speedometer and working on. Because the dog does bite up. But long story short, at 25% convinced that EV is a viable option for buying a vehicle now, where you could consider price, consider the long-term effect, and if you're willing to put in enough discipline, you'll be able to manage that EV in Trinidad, because a lot of the stigmas that used to tell yourself, nah, you can't make that work, they're being knocked off very slowly. First stigma is the range. If it making 10 days without charging, you don't have to worry about day-to-day charging, or you forget to plug it in last night. If you forget to plug it in on day 8, that's your fault. You wildin'. Okay, after 3 days, just make sure you top it up. Or every day, make sure you top it up. And if you miss a day, cool. You still have 9 days to fight up with, to work with. The charging part, they come in with the inverters built in, so all you have to do is plug it in like a normal appliance. The amount of money it's going to cost, we know, because it have historical data that letting you're probably going to add $200 to your electric bill. The servicing, most of the places that you buy the car would be able to service it because it's only the wheels, suspension, and tires that going to be a big issue.
Unless you get in an accident.
Unless you get in an accident. That's the biggest problem, because if you get in an accident, you might end up paying the price of the car to fix it. And that's the scary part,
like,
because
you get an accident and you're like, oh, you damaged your battery pack.
yeah. You know them
New
dealers
battery
on
pack,
them
50,000.
Yep. Them dealers on them ain't going and have no skilled, well, hopefully, based on the article that we read, Lefant Motors, they saying that they invested in training their technicians and all of them different things and yada yada. But all I talk. Because
some of them does actually do it, you know. Some of them does send them Japan or China for training.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah, if the technicians train on thing and what going on what will sell me even further to probably get me to like 50% is if they start to offer warranties that long term now. Because right now when you buy a car, you get like a 1-year warranty and you have to service by them.
Nah, you get 100,000 kilometers, right, or 3 years.
Or 3 years, okay.
Yeah.
Well, 100,000 or 3 years, okay. Yeah, if they have a good warranty that say, yeah, we have this warranty plan for 5 years, and if anything happen, I don't know, anything burn out or some kind of thing like that is not of your doing, something like that, that would be cool. Or they have some sort of battery replacement plan, so you could check like when your battery starting to degrade and talk to them or whatever the case is. Yeah. I still have plenty of research to do on it, but yeah, that is what I think.
Yeah, I know at that point right now. I buy a car last year, so it's like
Well, I 10 years into a vehicle right now, so being 10 years into a vehicle, that's how to ask yourself some questions about, okay, you're going and go through the fight of maintaining, or you're going and tell yourself, nah, boy, I'm going to get that to somebody who had time.
Probably why you ain't fix all them ABS and speedometers yet. It's like,
no, it just costing too much money. I feel like it have somebody who could fix it for me.
Yeah.
Without me having to buy over all them sensors, because buying them sensors, the man tell me the cable rail chew up. I say, well, if the cable rail chew up, then all I do is, you gotta buy a cable with all the sensors on it and run over the cable. And buy, like, if the cable chew up, then that's what it have electric tape for. Tape over the part that's exposed.
The harness, it's like the harness it chew up with all the sensors at the bottom.
No, it's a long cable, and it have like a sensor every 10 meters or something. So, and you gotta run the whole cable and plug in the sensor. It look like a kind of
spiny thing with one set of...
I think so.
Yeah, like how the nervous system does look like.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So if you're replacing it, you have to replace the whole thing, because you can't
it's hard to buy the whole. I think that thing that's your harness. I think so.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on it, nobody.
Nah, that real wild, but I definitely had to get it fixed, but I had to buy school books, right? Let me just put it that way. and the van driving.
Yeah.
All right. So next is what we talking about next, boy? Oh, Google. Yeah. Google being a good search engine. I don't know if being a good company is a good thing. I don't know why, but they gain an antitrust case that says they are monopoly, and we had to talk about that because internationally that's a big thing. What they're going to tell Google that they have to do could be very catastrophic when it comes to the search engine land, and I don't know if they're going to exact revenge on them like they tried to exact revenge on TikTok, but Let me see how it goes, huh? Well, because you're listening to this podcast, more than likely you know how to order things online already. But if you know somebody who doesn't know how to order things online, and you probably just fed up having to order things for them, and you want them to be able to get a little more self-sufficient with respect to ordering things online, yeah, we have a service called Order It, where you can send the links and we order it for you and we deliver it straight to you. So if it's somebody who is not technologically savvy, doesn't have a credit card, and they want to order things online, hey, send them to us, 308-8799 on WhatsApp, and we'll be able to help them order it and save you the trouble of having to buy things for them. Back to the podcast. So Google is being accused of having a monopoly over internet search. So on, I think Monday, August the something, the 4th, I believe, or Monday, August the 5th, yeah. Excuse. A judge ruled that Google's ubiquitous search engine has been illegally exploiting its dominance to squash competition and stifle innovation, a seismic decision that could shake up the internet and hobble one of the world's best-known companies. The highly anticipated decision by the U.S. District Judge comes nearly a year after the start of the trial, putting the U.S. Justice Department against Google in the country's biggest antitrust showdown in a quarter century. The last person that got its antitrust drama was Microsoft for Microsoft Windows doing some really shady things, right? Google enjoys an 89.2% market share for general search services and 94.9% on mobile devices. And they call it a monopoly. The reason they call it a monopoly is because Google does do some kind of very, very interesting things when it comes to their search engine, like pay Apple $12 billion a year to make it the default search provider on iOS, and tell them you gotta make it real hard for people to switch. So how easy is it to switch from Google as your default search on Safari on your iPhone?
So you could switch to like DuckDuckGo, and like if you go to settings, search for Safari. And I'm seeing Safari. As far as for Safari. I don't look for it.
Yeah. So
to go to Safari, and then it has a thing called search engine, and the options is you could switch between the options like that.
Right.
So the options is Google, Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, Ecosia. So it's pretty easy to switch between them.
For you, right?
Yeah.
But average person, when you get your iPhone, do you download Chrome or you use Safari?
I have Chrome and Safari, but I use Safari more.
All right, because it's the default, right? Basically,
Yeah, I use Chrome sometimes. Like if there's a link or a bookmark that I use from my laptop, I'll use Chrome. On my iPhone, I'll just use Safari. Yeah,
because their argument is that the default setting is
Google.
Is almost impossible for you to change, in terms of people generally will never go and change the default. And Google knows this, so therefore they just spend billions of dollars to entice companies to say, okay, put it as the default. And we know that 99% of the people not going to change the default option.
But put it this way, right? Like, I know older people in my family, they would have a phone. You could just type in the search bar and search one time. They would type www.google.com.
Yes.
Go to Google and then type the search.
And I just be like, what kind of animal are you? You know that you could just search on the bar, right? Search. Now, even my students in school, when they go and Edge has be the pre-installed browser on Windows laptop, right? And they'll be using Edge normal. They don't really see any differentiation to be like, oh, I go and download Chrome. Aside from some of my IT students, I'll just be like, nope, I'm not using Edge. And if they even on that level, they just go and download Firefox or Brave and all kind of thing because they're privacy conscious. But the average person, when they get a Windows laptop now, they're using Edge. Because Edge is basically Chrome reskinned, right? when they do a search and they see Bing come up, they be like, oh, Gid, what's this? What kind of shipping is that? And they would literally work hard to go in the settings to find how to change the default search from Bing to Google. And they just find it. And this is children I'm talking about who just experiencing. Now, it could be a little pop culture thing where they just know that, okay, if you want to search for something, go to Google. And I tend to want to feel that Google getting punished for being a better search engine. Imagine, I listened to a podcast this week, or I read an article, something so. Microsoft offer Bing for free to Apple and say, here what? We'll give you it for free. And Apple's like, no, the search is not good. We don't want it.
Yeah.
Like they will take the 12 billion from Google and we'll put it in, because even if we wanted to, the other searches just, they ain't good.
Yeah.
And this ruling, I don't find it is wrong for Google to say, we have a search engine, we want it to be the default, and we're going to pay you a lot of money to make it the default on your platform that you own, that you have the choice to put whichever one you want to. Way wrong in that. Yeah. How you could be wrong for doing a business deal with somebody who actually wants your product? If Bing was competing,
you know, you had to do too. Yeah. Right. Well, so who you think would have it out for Google? Not in terms of the judges. What other company would have it out for Google in that way with Microsoft?
Yeah, for sure.
So you never know. Some of the lobby money probably went to somewhere. Somebody probably lobbying hard. It's like, was Bill Gates? Bill Gates is still the CEO at Microsoft? No. Yeah, it could be that's not somewhere somebody lobbying hard and it's like, all they trying to do something about this.
No.
Or you think it's like the judge genuinely, he genuinely have an issue with this without no kind of,
But what does constitute a company being monopolistic if they make it hard for other people to operate, right? So let me say
if they like buying out a competition and
like what Amazoners do.
Yeah.
Amazoners introduce something called Amazon Basics and they sell the things that people selling cheap, and we'll be like, we'll just buy it from us because we mimic exactly what you have, right? Amazon go down and get one of them. I think Amazon get put before antitrust already, right? But Google, they're not being monopolistic by telling them to make it the default. Because if I pay you $12 billion, you better make it the default. And it can't make sense that I pay you so much money to make it an option.
Yeah.
Is like a supermarket and post premium Raisin Bran tell you, okay, we're going to give you these boxes of cereal at less than market value. All we need you to do is to put it on the middle shelf. And groceries doing that all the time. They're making deals with all kind of brands to put things on middle shelves because that's the place that people most likely going to reach. Nobody going to bend down to get stuff and nobody going to reach higher. And Google do the same thing. Put our stuff on the middle shelf. And yes, people are the option. You just showed that you could have find it real easy. You could go in any browser right now and choose the option to change the search engine. But why? And I don't like how this happening. But as you say, the money thing, the little hey, if I invest in this, would you consider banning these people, or would you consider doing this? Yeah.
I saw while I was up there, I saw they start integrating Gemini in the searches. So like when you search for something, like if you search for whatever, it will have a Gemini response at the top, and then below with Oh,
for real? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's because yours from the US IP.
Yeah, while I was up there, yeah. So it'll put the Gemini, it'll more or less get a response like you put a prompt into Gemini at the top. Where you know you see all the sponsored, whatever.
Yeah,
there.
Correct.
And then below that, you'll see all the other links to the websites, whatever. You know, well, you know what else I noticed in terms of AI? Well, it didn't happen to me, but up there on WhatsApp, they have Meta AI in WhatsApp. So it's like, you know, I've I didn't really went to search and see how it does work, but like in your chats, like when you see in all your chats, it have Meta AI there. So I'm not sure if you could like go in and use it to do stuff or what. You know, that's
what AI gonna do with your chats? You're gonna want to search for trends?
Because somebody showed me it and I was like, what's this? They want to get off. Because like, why all you trying to intrude on my thing? And I was trying to like see if it have an option to turn off AI within your WhatsApp, because like, what are you really trying to do? And it had no option to turn it off. You're stuck with Meta AI in your WhatsApp.
Well, I guess they could test all kind of things and just put it there and be like, I don't know.
So,
but I probably will have to Google it and check it out.
We could probably look up in a thing there, so we could just touch on it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Do they want you to like not be good? Like what is the real goal of an antitrust lawsuit? How to chat with Meta AI in a group? What? You can use Meta AI to ask questions or get advice. So if somebody is saying some stupidness in our group, you could be like, nope. Ask the AI to
reply.
Okay. Open the group chat you'd like to use AI and type at the message field and click Meta AI. If prompted to read and accept the terms of your prompt, click bring AI's response will be displayed in the chat. Okay. Messages on Meta AI and generator using a service. Meta AI can only read and reply to questions that mention Meta AI, not any others. As always, your personal messages and calls remain end-to-end encrypted.
Yeah, from the time you start putting that AI in your WhatsApp chat, that means you're sending the information to unless I don't think all the processing going to be on your phone.
Okay, so let me say use case, you're planning to go online somewhere, you're in another country and you're in a group chat and you want to know what's the best place to go, and you say, okay, Meta AI, what are the 5 best places to go in New York at this time? The AI will respond in line with the chat, and people could click on the link or whatever it is. All right, yeah, the use case might be usable.
All right, let's say if you say, all right, Meta AI, what do you think about what Andre said? You know? If it
and it start to give like political views and it'll probably say
like in the group chat, like you say something right before, and if you ask Meta AI to respond to what you say, you know. So
I wonder if it will do that. Yeah. Like
I just don't trust Facebook with AI in your WhatsApp chat.
That had nothing to do end-to-end encrypted. It literally has to read what you say and once you could read it in plain text, that text being stored somewhere as a query, and you could figure out what people are talking about, and of course show them ads.
Yeah. So somebody showed me it and I was like, how to get this off? And it literally have no way to like disable it. Like right now it have no way to disable it. So you're stuck with it. Whoever up there stuck with it.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's interesting. That is antitrust kind of thing. Like, that's things that we worried about, like what you do with data. But Google, in my view, they're just doing business. And when you're doing business, Apple could easily say, "Now we don't want your search engine anymore." But Apple said, "Well, that's the best search engine that we could get." Just like how Apple integrating OpenAI stuff into their iOS right now.
Yeah.
You think Google didn't come and offer them Gemini to do it? Yeah, but Apple choose OpenAI.
Product, yeah.
Yeah, because at the point in time, OpenAI answers were doing a lot better, and probably when they had to make the decision, Gemini they was probably still named bad at that point in time.
Yeah.
Because they might be making them decisions years before. Well, not yet, about a year before. But if next year they say, yeah, we're going to swap all the AI for Gemini because it's a modular thing and we could put in any AI you want, just like you could put in any search engine, where you're going to say OpenAI should get charged because they have the best AI answering because it's antitrust. It don't add up to me, but there's always some ulterior motive, and that ulterior motive is usually funding and political stuff.
Yeah.
Which is thing. But the downfall now will be, because of antitrust, they could tell Google that they have to do certain things, just like they told TikTok that they had to sell or set up in the US. They could tell Google that they have to separate their search business from their other core businesses, because all of the search data that they're collecting because of the monopolization of Google search can't be used in different parts of their business and in their ad revenue and all kind of weird things that they could do. When you look at all the possibilities that the judges could say, it could have a big effect on how Google tries to go forward. But I feel
Google was smart though, that sent to our lobby saying Windows have a monopoly on PCs, on computers.
that was Windows antitrust case was about in the late 2000s, and that was the antitrust case. But Google kind of dodged this bullet a long time now by changing the company to Alphabet. Yeah, Alphabet is actually the company, and Google Search is one of the products that they have inside this Alphabet company. YouTube is a different company. Waymo, all kind of different things are different companies. So I feel they have a framework in place that if they start to tell them, well, yeah, they had to break up this thing, they'll be like, well, sure, no problem. We'll just break it up and cook the books accordingly to make sure everything stays the same. And then if you really want to be like a pest, you're going to have to charge us for data collection and how we use our data. And then that is where you open up a big can of worms, because if you're talking about collection of data, you're starting to manage how a company deals with the data that they collect. And then you have to go after Facebook, Amazon, and basically any company that are collecting data. But America, they're about, privacy, and you can't tell me what to do with my company. But I guess once you're publicly traded, you could do it. That's why Elon could get away with so much chipness right now. Why that Twitter X drama, especially with the elections and thing. Why
the stuff that going on in England, the riots and
Twitter,
that's crazy right now.
and men taking misinformation and running with it knowingly, and they're like, whatever, I don't care. I want to burn somebody. Like that while. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we make up for last week earlier because we talked for an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, you're welcome.
And we had a kind of random story with the WhatsApp meta thing. I don't know.
Yeah. We could class that as a random story. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to try to start to pub video versions on Spotify now, because you could pub video versions on Spotify and they will just pull the audio and share it to all the other places. So I'm going to see how that works. Probably from September. But
okay.
Apparently podcasts are no longer audio only for these people. They're like, no, it's video first, then audio after. I like, I don't know how this thing gonna progress, but they're giving us that option, so we're gonna try to do that. So recap of today, those of you that made it to the end, well done to you. Glad to have you here. Remember, you can message us at any point in time. We spoke about WiPay having a relationship with Grenada and doing the payments, and obviously the question is going to ask why Trinidad can't do that. we spoke about electric vehicles having hope. We do a little maths and realize that it might have a little bit of hope, maybe. And then the last thing that we discuss is Google wrong for being the best search engine and their antitrust case that has taken place. If you have any comments or if you have any questions, if you have anything, any news that you see or anything of that nature, you could message us at any point in time. We will either see it and not respond or see it and respond later. But hardly ever will be like an immediate response because I don't have time for immediate responses most times. Because I'll be like, how much people should I respond to right now? Especially when your WhatsApp chat is like a to-do list. So you can find me at makeITsimpleTT anywhere on the internet. That's the brand. Personally, I don't think you're finding me personally anywhere because I don't have any personal accounts anymore to share anything. But at makeITsimpleTT, more than likely, somebody will see it and reply. If it's Instagram, I might see it and reply. If it's Facebook, somebody would see it and be like, sir, you get a message there. You want to reply to it? I'd be like, yeah, sure. All right. And you can find my co-host, Mr. Akim, there at
Redbit_tech.
LLC, international, everywhere, because we've been around and always around. And TikTok content creator from 2020 to 2023. There's a dash and a number at the end now.
I don't know. I explore in other ventures. You can find me here though on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. And the 30-something people of you that listen regularly every week, thank you very much. Don't forget to share it with other people. All right. So we go on there. We'll see you all next week when we talk about more technology. Later.